Wigan Athletic vs Man United, FA Cup. Diogo Dalot's remarkable finish secures goal for Red Devils. Wigan Athletic vs Man United. Diogo Dalot scored United's first goal in their 2-0 win over Wigan Athletic in the FA Cup Round 3 fixture. Diogo Dalot of Manchester United scores their first goal during the Emirates FA Cup third-round match between Wigan Athletic and Manchester United at DW Stadium on January 8, 2024 in Wigan, England. Wigan Athletic vs Man United. Manchester United entered into the fourth round of FA Cup, thanks to a 2-0 win over Wigan Athletic in the third-round fixture at the DW Stadium. Goals from Diogo Dalot and Bruno Fernandes was enough for the Red Devils to register a win in this Wigan Athletic vs Man United match and forge ahead in the tournament. A goal each in either half meant Wigan Athletic were on the back foot for the majority of the match and couldn't recover to come out on top as their FA Cup journey comes to an end this season. It was the 22nd minute strike from Dalot in the though that witnessed a bit of footballing genius from the youngster in the Wigan Athletic vs Man United fixture. It was a remarkable clinical finish from the Portuguese footballer that made it for a wonderful watch for all the fans. The video of his strike, which ended up in a winning cause, has surfaced on social media. The second goal of United's victory came from a penalty. This was in the 74th minute when Manchester United was given a penalty kick and Fernandes came to the party, doubling the team's lead and almost sealing a place for them into the subsequent round, which was then confirmed after the final whistle. The FA Cup is all about winning. It is knockout. You want to finish the job. That is what I said in the dressing room. Job done, United manager Erik ten Hag told ITV. United will now play the winner of the Newport County and Eastleigh FC in their next round in the FA Cup. New year, new United? Well, steady on. On a night of 33 United shots at goal and many wasted opportunities, Erik ten Hag and his players could only be absolutely confident of beating Wigan Athletic, a side sitting some 53 places below them in the English football pyramid, once they finally went 2-up with 15 minutes of the 90 remaining. United did not need the two-goal cushion to feel comfortable, though. Even before Bruno Fernandes' dubious penalty and pretty much from Diogo Dalot's early breakthrough, safe passage to the FA Cup's last 32 seemed likely against League One hosts who were largely kept at arm's length. And so, for only the third time this season, Ten Hag could celebrate a win by more than one goal. So, too, could Sir Dave Brailsford, who was joined in the DW Stadium's director's box by his fellow newly appointed board member Jean-Claude Blanc and attended his third game since the announcement of his boss's Ineos minority investment over Christmas. In meetings with players and staff last week, former Team GB cycling chief Brailsford spoke of how he knows what world-class, elite-level performance looks like. It does not look like the dismal display he witnessed in defeat to Nottingham Forest at the close of 2023, but it does not look like the life and death of the fight back against Aston Villa 4 days earlier, either. Or a cup tie in Wigan, to be fair, but a lot of the time, elite performance is a matter of simply getting the job done, as United did at the DW. The club's glory days of Sir Alex Ferguson and David Gill, the former chief executive who, interestingly, sat next to Brailsford last night, from the 1990s to 2013 were built upon this sort of professional and unexceptional win, beating what's in front of you as comfortably, forgettably and as painlessly as possible, then moving on to the next one. Fortunately, United made the short trip south back to Manchester without adding to that list of absentees, and Ten Hag said he expects Eriksen, Luke Shaw and potentially Harry Maguire to be in contention to return against Tottenham Hotspur at Old Trafford in the Premier League on Sunday. But most encouragingly of all, some of the younger players stepping in during this injury crisis are seizing their opportunities. Kobbie Mainoo was the best player on the pitch, but in keeping with every other aspect of this United performance, even that is no longer particularly remarkable. In the type of physical, abrasive setting United Academy graduates get loaned out into the lower divisions to experience, the 18-year-old more than held his own. It is increasingly hard to argue that a fit again Casemiro should displace him at the base of United's midfield. In wide areas, without Antony, Alejandro Garnacho once again impressed playing off the right, showing more threat with his weaker foot than the absent Brazilian has when cutting onto his natural side all season. Marcus Rashford was more erratic on the other flank, let down by his decision-making, but still showed encouraging purpose. Ten Hag has struggled for the right combination of wingers for many months but may finally have found it. And although Rasmus Højlund was unable to follow up his long-awaited first Premier League goal against Villa in his previous outing and generally had a night to forget, he was at least far more involved than usual. His 4 shots are the most he has had in a single appearance since his summer signing. Neither he, Rashford nor Garnacho may have scored, but as against Villa, this attack looked like the most natural fit for the direct, transitional style Ten Hag wants to play. None of which can be easily divorced from the fact United were up against a side from the bottom half of the third tier. But then that is the FA Cup for you, and there may be 1 or 2 more favourable ties to come too. This competition is slightly more open for United now than it was before the start of the third round. Next up, Ten Hag's side will visit either the second or third lowest ranked side left, Eastleigh, mid-table in the 5th tier National League, or Newport County, in the lower reaches of League 2, 1 division higher. Meanwhile, Arsenal are out, and at least 1 more of the so-called Big Six will be gone if they get through that tie, with Tottenham having been drawn against holders Manchester City in round 4. As his domestic cup selections last season suggested, with United winning the Carabao Cup and getting to the final of this competition, Ten Hag was never going to look past the FA Cup. "I don't think it would change if we were still in Europe," he said. "It's a massive competition everyone wants to win, every manager is eager to win. Every game you take this serious. But with no more European games until next season at the earliest and only faint hopes of securing the top 4 or 5 finish required to return to the Champions League, 8th place United have little choice but to take this serious. The FA Cup offers a chance for a team to make amends for a miserable season up to this point, for a manager to prove he is the right person to take his club forward, and for the new hierarchy to make a start on restoring better days. After all, it was not just the wins that once came as routine at Old Trafford, but the trophies too.